So if you haven't seen, there are accusations that have come out against David Dobrik, Jason Nash, and kind of the general group called the Vlog Squad. Right? And so essentially, those uninitiated to the kind of YouTube world, David Dobrik, massive creator, the people he has around him, the people he's brought up, referred to as the Vlog Squad. And in recent weeks, several former members have gone on the H3 podcast to air their concerns. And that's because we saw former member Seth Francois coming out and saying that he was assaulted during a prank that David pulled on him with Jason Nash in 2017. And as far as what is being described as a prank here, you have David asking Seth, would he be comfortable in a video kissing Corinna Kopp? But seemingly for this vlog as kind of the joke, Corinna would be wearing an old person mask and a costume. To which Seth says, yes, he's new to the group, he wants to help David, maybe also he's open to kissing Corinna. But instead of sending out Corinna to kiss him, David puts out Jason, who was a 45-year-old man at the time. And they end up actually making out for what feels like a while.
What just happened?
Okay, this YouTuber would not be alive if he did this to niggas. I'm sorry. If I'm like, yo, you trying to kiss this girl, put on a blindfold, and I make you kiss a dude? What you mean?
Okay, so he put a, oh my God.
Am I lying?
Oh my God.
Bruh, I would never in my entire life think of doing that as a joke. If I'm doing that, it's because I'm trying to beef you.
Filming it,
nigga.
And you putting it online, c'est un sandwich au poulet. It's a wrap. It's a whole wrap.
It's a deli.
It's dead. You know what? Wow.
As a straight person for you, and this is not an anti thing. I have my orientation. You have violated my boundaries.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it comes down to.
That's it.
Nah, bro. You gotta hold a big L for this one. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's not a prank. It's not a prank to violate somebody's boundaries. Do people not understand that? You can't just hit somebody and be like, oh, it's a prank, bro. It's why that other kid who ran up to people, he's like, hey, man, and he pulled out a knife and someone shot him.
Yeah.
Like, it's a prank, bro.
That's not a prank. But we knew that would happen.
Natural selection, bro. Good for you.
But
good for you. And I'm going to say this. You know what I mean? You played that game with that kid, but I tell you, man, do that with the wrong person, get snuffed out. Listen, I'm going to say this, bro. Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this is crazy. But I saw this whole platform come down on Shade Dawson because of some comments that he made about Chunk, which unacceptable. Cool. Jada got online. Boom. Bro, how is this kid allowed to do pranks like this on this platform, basically violating someone's boundaries? To me, that's crazy. How you can have those two and think they're that separate? Like, this person talked about doing f***ed up stuff and get him off. I don't care. Fine. What this is? And you monetized it and made money off of it?
But then we have to cut certain words. We have to resort to using words like womanism, self-delete, right? Because if we use the other word, we're just gonna be demonetized, right? But then you gonna
how, bro? Nah, bro. I don't think I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm just saying, if it's me in that situation, nah, we throwing hands, dead ass. Where are your values that you would violate someone's boundaries like that for content? That's what I don't understand.
Also, it appears that most viewers at the time might have thought this was kind of another scripted segment, a fake thing, which is why we actually saw David Dobrik in the comment section saying, for the people saying this is fake, are you out of your mind? Jason Nash in the comments congratulating Seth on what he called his vlog initiation. This is also not the only time that Seth got tricked into kissing Jason Nash without his consent. Seth said that around 2018, David kept asking him what it would take to make one of those videos again, but Seth kept refusing, saying he didn't like that video, that he didn't want to deal with that situation again. And so then, one day, David asked Seth to be in what he thought was a beef jerky commercial. Seth's excited, thinking this is a huge opportunity. And on the set, you had people dressed like gorillas, with Seth then told to make out with one of the gorillas, who turned out to be Jason Nash. So even though David knew Seth wanted no part in it, he did it again, and this, in part, ultimately led to Seth moving out of Los Angeles. With also the jerky brand that was used in that fake ad having to come forward to clarify that they were not in a partnership with Dobrik and they do not condone what happened.
Bro, I don't even know how to add valuable commentary to this. Like,
just play the goddamn tape, bro.
Nah, bro, you did it once, twice, even though he told you, you know what, bro? My bad. You were right.
There's some people that are trash.
You guessed it. You guessed it.
There's some people that are trash.
You know what, bro?
There's some people
on this day,
trash.
You was right.
There's some people.
You guessed it.
You was right.
Let's go, man. You know what? I should have valued your opinion last time and recognized that it was low-key noble. It was unacceptable me to just say no because...
But you had a valid point.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say two things. One, for me, this is not necessarily about power. This is about the fact that somebody's boundaries are violated. Two,
thank you.
I really believe this. If you'd flip these genders, the response would not be the same.
Of course.
Because it's a man's boundaries being violated, this dude can get on social media and keep posting like nothing's happening. But, you know what I mean? If you have a female on the other side of that, I'm not saying like a female kiss, but female kissing a 45-year-old dude. Like,
you get a lesbian to kiss another girl, she'd be down, and then you make her kiss a dude.
You know what I mean? I guess I just don't understand. It's like, I remember when that whole Shea Dawson stuff and he made those comments about Willow, right? Everyone went nuts. And justifiably so. Like I said, I don't see how this is not just as bad. I think it's worse. I mean, actions took place. Am I crazy for saying this?
Not.
Is this a hot take?
No.
I feel like this is mild.
It's not a hot take.
Like it's a sub that's been on the counter for an hour.
It's just
Subway.
ta-da.
Okay.
This is ta-da.
So, I don't know. To me, it just
right
blew my mind when I heard this story. Just couldn't imagine doing something like that to somebody.
With some creators like Nick Kiswani, otherwise known as Big Nick, saying that the group was toxic, it was cult-like, saying he was and felt forced to participate in jokes making fun of his size at his expense, which led to other people thinking they could make fun of him for those reasons as well.
Just on that first topic, I think when you make your friends and your family the content, sometimes you push the boundaries of what they're comfortable with to constantly extract things.
You remember Bad Dad?
No, what's that?
John! It was like a dad with a Batman mask.
Yeah.
And it was with his family. And he was always nagging his wife, Jen!
Yeah.
And his kids and everything and stuff. It was fun at first. But at some point, you know, growing kids, you know your dad is always going to barge in with a fucking Batman thing. Yeah. And then, you know, you don't have your privacy. You don't. It was really fun. But at some point, it's just like, yo, bruv.
Let me just chill.
Let me just chill. I understand. It can become very old, and at the point, like at some point, they don't last for years and years. No. At some point, it's very tiring. So at some point,
and it also affects your relationships to such a negative degree. So like, are you really going to sacrifice the people around you for content?
Yeah.
First off, this person has no power. He's trying to appeal to you and your group, and you violated his boundaries once in such a terrible way I couldn't imagine. And then he said, "No, I'm not okay with it." So you were made aware, and you doubled down.
No, it's not even the power thing.
It is.
It is. Hold on.
It is.
No, hold on.
I need to chill.
He said no. Even if you're taking an accountability, the power thing, like you say that he had power, he said no. No, I'm not doing one of those videos. Therefore, he tricked him. Power or not. Has nothing to do with power.
It does.
He tricked him. If I ask him to do a video like that, I'm going to trick. He's going to say, no, I'm not going to use my power. I'm going to use him wanting to advance in the commercial.
The only reason he wants to be around him is because of the power.
Because him, as who he was, he stepped forward with all his power, with who he was. You want to do one of those things again? And he said no. So when he said no to the power. I'm not gonna do everything.
Why did he trust him?
I'm not saying no.
Why did he trust him?
Because it was something else. Because I thought it was something else.
No, the reason why you're so willing to trust someone like that, the reason why you're so willing to give deference to that person's life is because they have this image, because they have this squad, because they can do stuff.
If he came to that dude and he's like, yo, you're doing that, and he said no, it's because he's saying no to the power. Because him, if it was just for the power, to be like, you know what, he's powerful, he's got this and that, I'll do one of those sketches again. He would have done those sketches again. But now, he decided to say no. And you had to trick him to change his way. Like, you know what? It's not one of those sketches. It's really just a commercial. So we're going to put you in that commercial. So that's really what I think. But I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree.
Also, I recognize that you maybe not seen their videos before or seen what they guys do, but they do these kind of pranks and these kind of crazy stuff with all kinds of people. All of these people are flocking towards him because he has so much influence. Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening is that later on they're like, oh, this person hurt me. Oh, this person. Well, why were you there? Because it's David Dobrik. In that same token, why would all those girls tolerate what R. Kelly's doing? They can say all that stuff, but his power, he's the Pied Piper, is he not?
I hate that term.
But isn't that who he is, though?
Yeah.
It's like, I get what you're saying, because it makes it worse, the fact that he said no.
He said no. Because he said actually no to the power.
Right, I agree. But here's the minute thing, right? It's like, preach, if you know somebody's dangerous, and they
dangerous,
right? And they come to you and they're like, "Hey, man, do you want to do this prank again?" And you're like, "No." And then like, "Would you want to do this other thing?" One of the few reasons that you would trust that person, even though there's very little reason to trust that person, considering they violate your boundaries, is because of who they are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if R. Kelly comes to you and he says, "Do you want to come to the shower?" You're like, "No." "Do you want to come do this?" "No." Okay. Then he's like, "Well, do you want to do this water?" Why would you trust him knowing who he is? Because of the image.
Yeah.
Right? Like that buys you a certain level of grace and a certain level of like, I can do as much as I want. In that same token, a girl who's really attractive and who has a hold on you can get away with a lot because she's attractive.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the part that bothers me with this. I get you wrong because actually your point makes what he did worse. I agree on that notion. But the power is always present in this because of the fact that he admired this person.
Yeah.
Right? And
in that case, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he says at the beginning, I wanted to be part. I wanted to help out. That's what he says. And guys, if you're watching this, right, like you see us getting heated, all this stuff, we're not heated at each other.
No.
We're heated about the situation.
Yes.
Right?
Because it's so stupid. It's so crazy.
It actually, I feel bad for the dude who had that happen to him because he got embarrassed and he had his boundaries violated in front of millions of people for money. And he had his trust violated by people he thought he could trust and who were seemingly decent people. You know? So I think that's why I'm heated. Sometimes it doesn't always come out the right way, so we get in these callback first.
No, it's really
just want you to know.
Yeah, it's really the situation that gets us like that. We're just invested in what's going on.
Yeah,
it's not against me and it's not against him.
Yeah,
we're just proving the point. That's how we shoot the shit. So don't be wild in the comments. Oh my god! Oh my god! The disrespect that he. That's not that. That ain't it.
No.
Don't be mad about shit that we ain't even mad about.
What are your overall thoughts on this whole thing?
I got a couple of things. Well, just a prank thing. I was never a fan of the prank things. The first minute that these things happen on YouTube, I was never a prank thing. And when some people would send me those prank things, I was like, yo, for real, don't ever send me that shit again. I don't want to watch it. I didn't watch it. I don't want to engage in it, you know? Today we're going to go to the hood and we're going to piss off some people. It's like taking advantage of the misery of people. I was never big on that. I was never watching it. I was never down with it. You know what I mean?
Mira como goza, goza, morena.